Okay, now that I've watched the whole 4 seasons of the 4400, the 2222, which is totally based in Seattle. The whole thing is about the Seattle false flag and everything around it, even the satanic spiritual side of the whole operation. Everything, the physical and the spiritual. It's all there in 4 seasons of the 4400 and 20. Well, that's 2222. Another 322 reference. March 22nd. I'm reckoning. I don't know if it's this year, but it could be next year or the year after. But anyway, here's Jeffrey Combs, Mr. Reanimator himself. It's good to see him in this. I mean, he's about the only person with real character. Checkerboard there. Anyway, let's go through it. The whole series just starts off with missiles, big missiles going up and boom, right? So that's the Seattle false flag. That's the submarine missile boom, nuke hoax on Seattle to scare the living hell out of America. Well, yeah, it'll be a hoax. It's the final part of 9/11, the 9/11 trilogy, torch song trilogy. It's all about fake fear and fake trauma and getting the NWO really rolling, especially on America. The hit to the Westgate, Seattle. The whole series is based in Seattle. You see the name Seattle, and then you see the missiles. Then you have multiple lockdown, martial law references. You have a whole episode called Lockdown. You have blackout references running throughout. There's a boy that can create blackouts. There's an old woman that can create blackouts. Of course the blackouts have to be there as well, and they are. And you have pulses twice. You have a rage-inducing pulse. Again, you've got this rage virus hint. You know. You've got another pulse. Again, if there's going to be some kind of pulsed tsunami on that Juan de Fuca plate, that magma-filled plate offshore or outside Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver, then yeah, that's my best guess at the pulse. What they mean by the pulse, because the pulse is everywhere. It's in all the predictive programming, including this one. It's all about the 4400 coming from the future or being abducted, sent back from the future, back to the future, to avert a nightmare future for the Earth and to prevent a catastrophe in Seattle. The final episode, I'm not going to give you a spoiler, I'm not going to tell you, but of course, yes, of course, it ends with a catastrophe in Seattle. Of course it does. False flag in Seattle. The future is described as the Hunger Games, basically. The elites living in walled cities, Trump walls, yeah. Walls to keep the Goyim out. The Goyim are living in hell. They're dying off outside. It's really bad. Nightmare near future with the elites living it up and everybody else having it rough. And again, all this building you're seeing now all over the world, it's building this NWO. Cities, etc. And this Grenfell gentrification government black operation to get rid of the Goyim from Kensington and Chelsea, from that condemned tower, the tower that was condemned years ago for demolition. The spiritual side, yeah, you've got a Jesus Christ character, Joshua Collins, JC, of course. He dies, he gets resurrected, he's the Messiah, he's described as the Messiah, he's described as Jesus Christ. But of course, in typical Zionist Jewish fashion, they paint him out to be, capable of doing this and that and killing people for his cause. He doesn't care. Oh, yeah, they got to paint Jesus Christ out to be not so whiter than white. Yeah, they would. And then they've got their Antichrist character, Isabel. So and of course that's the satanic side. The Dark Knight Rises, the X-Men, Dark Phoenix, the Pacific Rim Uprising. Well, again, Tsunami reference. So you got all, it's all there. It's all there, and it gets ended abruptly, really. It's typical of these American series. They run and they run, and then somebody decides, right, got to cut it, and they have to rush out a hasty ending episode, just like the Jericho series, which was very good. One I recommend, that Jericho series. They cut it short in season 2. It's a shame. They cut the 2009 series short as well. That one wasn't very good. The original series is much better. The V from 2000. No, sorry, 1980s, whatever it was. Now, I noticed from the very opening scenes of this series, this 2009 series, which does feature the Seattle false flag. Again, you see Shanghai with its Space Needle, and then you see a reference to blackouts. Yeah. This Morena Baccarin, this Brazilian, I noticed very high underneath her chin when she's talking. Whenever she lifts her head, you can see an Adam's apple. I've never heard of a woman having an Adam's apple. But you see, I'm not dreaming. Somebody else has spotted it as well. Look, there it is. That's why she keeps her head down in shots all the time. She keeps her head down just enough to hide that small Adam's apple she's got. Look, why does actress Morena Baccarin have an Adam's apple? Somebody's noticed it. I'm not the only one. I was going to keep quiet about this one because I wasn't sure, because the rest of her looks like a typical girl to me. She'd have me fooled. But this thing here, I've spotted it several times. This picture's pretty telling. When she's got a bit of weight on her, it's a bit different, isn't it? It's V. Anna, daughter of Diana. Oh yeah, Diana, that's another. Yeah, I need to go into that. There's certain key words and phrases repeated. Diana is one, and that's in Under the Dome as well, Diana. And I need to look at, is there a goddess Diana, Dionysus, something? I'm going to look into that. But, you know, it's always got a head slightly down. See there, you can't see it. But there, when she's got her head up, oh, what's that? Hey, what's that? What's going on? Brazilians are very known for transgenderism, and they're very, very gay nation. I think one of the most gay nations in the world, maybe if not the most sort of percentage-wise gay nations in the world. So, yeah, always got the head down. Something around the neck just to cover anything up. Head down. You see? You see? Oh, in the series, she was always talking with her head down. It's not a large Adam's apple, but it's there, and it's odd. Damn odd. Anyway.